All right, y'all, it's getting to be one of our favorite times of the year in the garden, and that is the fall harvest season, or as Sylvan lovingly calls it, the dealing with the abundance season. This is the time of year when our countertops are often covered in ripe tomatoes, sweet corn, squash, and flower corn, dry beans, and chickpeas are drying out on the front porch. As we've mentioned before, we have multiple community garden plots around town that we share with our friends and family. And because none of us can really get out there every day to check on things, we focus mostly on growing low-maintenance staple crops like the Three Sisters, potatoes, chickpeas, and things like that that don't really take a lot of work other than planting and harvesting them. Having multiple medium-sized garden plots rather than one big one allows us to grow multiple different varieties of corn without worrying about it cross-pollinating. So at the garden that we share with our friends, we grow mostly Wapsie Valley dent corn, and at the garden that we share with my parents, we grow Hopi Blue flower corn. We grow a variety of drying beans and winter squash at both of these gardens, but those are just starting to ripen up, so the big harvest of those will come, in a few weeks. But this weekend we did our first little harvest of the corn, which is just starting to dry down, and we filmed part of it to share with you. By the way, the music that you're hearing right now was written and recorded by our friend Ethan, who is pictured here holding a giant pile of corn. He's an okay musician, but his real passion is being a human corn harvesting basket. Corn's ready. Mighty fine tortillas right there.
I love the bean leaves all the way at the tippy top of the corn stalks. Get yourself that cob there.
Look at this special one. You want to see it? She went, oh. Wow, good job.
I'll look at your special corn,
all right,
Jordan.
Somebody for me. You see, it's got red kernels, but also this. This is a mushroom. Yeah, called huila coche. You're gonna find more corn? Okay, find one that's dry. Yeah, and I'll pull some of the upper leaves off.
Like a corn maze. Hi.
There you go.
Make the trees grow big. Basically everything about Totoro is like the best.
You see another dry one anywhere?
You see, Daddy?
Hi, please. Alright, let's see what you got, Ethan. Oh yeah! We've got some beans. Oh, watch the squash. She's gonna get itchy legs. What'd you find? Coins? Yeah. These are better than coins, Clyde.
Oh, that's how he says corn.
Oh, coins.
A little corn, like earworm. Or not earworm.
Oh, no, that's a earwig, yeah.
It just looks like that's really good.
Yeah, no, that is where they go.
It's the basket.
Somebody left a comment on one of our videos the other day saying something to the effect of, that seems like a lot of work for just harvesting some chickpeas. And while I can definitely understand how it would seem that way if you don't like gardening, and it would be a lot of work if you don't like gardening, this is our main hobby and we love doing it, so it really doesn't feel like any work. The kids also love it. In their eyes, the garden is basically a giant playground that you get to eat. And some of the adults also feel like it's a giant playground that you get to eat. Yeah.
Good job!
Go ahead and pick that one right there. You see that one that's a little bit red? Yeah. Yeah, you can get that. You got it. Good Good job. All right. Now that'll get all the way red back at the house.
Tomatoes.
Yeah.
Here's Clark. Can you get this one?
What about beans?
Can you say beans?
Hey, thank you.
You got some beans in your basket? No. You want a green bean?
See what you got there. Beautiful. After we harvested at the Friend Garden, we all went down the street to a little public pavilion in the park and had a potluck to celebrate the first little harvest of the season. We're ready. Oh, good job. Do you think it's going to be yellow, red, or orange?
Yellowish
Yeah.
orange. Yeah, look at all the
Wow.
different
I
shades.
want to cook it now.
You want to cook it now?
Oh, that's another pretty yellow one.
Oh, looks like somebody's living in there
Who?
at the
Oh,
top.
up here. They'll leave. They got their fill.
It's all Wapsie Valley, but some is dent and some is flower. The next day, we went over to my parents' side of town, and my dad and I harvested blue corn and potatoes out at that community garden, while Sylvan and my sisters went to a book exchange, and my mom and our nephews got dinner going. Yeah. Didn't get skunked. Didn't get skunked. Oh yeah, big one.
Freaking yield.
Not a great potato year.
Not a great potato here, but
It is great corn year. Then we went back to their house and shucked the blue corn with our nephews. And when I tell you this stuff is beautiful, I mean, just look at it. The other morning, I was staring at one of the ears and I said to Sylvan, I think this is the most beautiful thing that I've ever seen. And I got a well-deserved eyebrow raise for that comment. But I will say this, it is the second most beautiful thing that I've ever seen.
Look at this piece.
Cool. Yeah, just put that one down. No, don't throw it.
Don't throw it. Here, put the ones that we don't want.
Wow, look at that.
It's gonna take you to read all 7 books.
All right, is that all of them?
So that's a book a day.
This one got scraped up.
Just a little bit. That one's still fine. We can put that with the good ones. Put that right here. There you go.
It's green.
Let's see. Is it green or is it blue?
Blue.
Let's see. Wow.
This is a good one.
Man. That is beautiful.
Do that one?
Did you know that a few minutes ago, those got a brown corn?
It was a double.
the double tribes back in the day, the old people got the seats.
We love working in the garden with our family and friends, and we think it's really important to emphasize the value of working together as a community when living off the land. But we also individually all enjoy those moments of just kind of being out there by yourself on a quiet evening and meandering around the garden, picking tomatoes and beans or whatever catches your eye. So on Sunday, Sylvan and I went out to our third garden plot where we mostly grow big bean tunnels, winter squash, and sweet potatoes, and a red corn variety that's new to us this year, which hopefully will be showing some of those ears in about a month. My mom used to grow pole beans in these little tunnels that only me and my sisters could fit in, and we thought it was the coolest thing in the world that, you know, we had a garden job that only we could do. So now I'm getting to kind of relive part of my childhood in these bean tunnels that we made.
Feel cozy in there?
I find shelling dry beans to be a really meditative, relaxing activity. So this time of year, it's kind of just a nice part of my morning routine. I just sit out on the porch, crack some black beans, and then, you know, jar them up for winter.
Inspector Moon. Looks good.
Now that the corn is fully ripe and just drying down on the stalk, it doesn't need the big leaves to photosynthesize anymore. So really they're just kind of shading out the beans and the squash that are growing within the corn patch. So this time of year, what I like to do is rip off most of the corn leaves and then throw them into the rows to form kind of a mulch, which lets in a lot more light so that the beans and winter squash can photosynthesize. This isn't totally necessary for growing a Three Sisters garden, and it probably only marginally increases the harvest that we'll get from the winter squash and the beans. But, you know, back to the comment from earlier about it being a lot of work for a little harvest, I really see this as more of just like an excuse to be in the garden, and maybe we'll get 10% more beans and winter squash, which is worth it since I want to be out there anyway. But if you don't want to deal with all that, trust me, you do not have to do this. And if you do end up doing this, you should wear gloves, unlike me, because corn leaves, especially when they're green, can give you little paper cuts if you slide your hand on them the wrong way. Ask me how I know. So just be a little more careful, wear gloves. We've only been sharing videos online for about 2 years, but as Sylvan can attest, every year for, at least the last decade, I have said these words and I genuinely mean them every time. This year is shaping up to be our best harvest yet. And it's true because we learn more about how to grow these crops and we improve our soil through composting and cover cropping every year. So every year actually is our best harvest yet. And that's one of the things that we love so much about having gardening and foraging as a hobby, is that it's a lifelong learning experience. There's always somebody to learn something from, and there's always something new that you can discover just by being out there and spending time in the garden and the woods. Every year is a new adventure. That was corny, but I'm leaving it in.